Just when you thought Ruby and James had finally found peace, Maxton Hall returns with a season that will shake everything you thought you knew. Secrets long buried are about to resurface, loyalties will be tested, and the path to happiness for our favorite couple is anything but simple. Will Ruby and James finally get the wedding they've dreamed of? Or will new dangers threaten to tear their world apart before they even say, I do? Get ready, because the storm at Maxton Hall is far from over. The aftermath of the shocking events at the end of Season 2 still lingers in the halls of Maxton Hall. Ruby and James, after surviving betrayal, lies, and schemes, are finally trying to piece together their lives. But just as they begin to feel a sense of safety, new threats emerge that no one could have anticipated. Mortimer, though currently facing legal consequences, still has allies in unexpected places, people who are quietly working to reclaim the power and influence he once held. Even as James and Ruby try to enjoy moments of peace, mysterious letters start arriving, hinting at secrets from the past that could ruin everything they've built. One letter in particular, signed only with a cryptic symbol, suggests that someone has been watching them, observing their every move, and knows things they shouldn't. James, who has always been the protector, feels an unsettling mix of anger and fear. He vows to uncover the truth behind these messages, but each discovery leads to more questions than answers. Meanwhile, Ruby finds herself caught in a whirlwind of emotions. While her heart is ready to take the next step with James, her mind is plagued with doubts. Could the past truly be left behind, or is it only a matter of time before the lies resurface? She remembers the pain of false accusations, the humiliation of being misunderstood, and the fear of losing everything she loves. At the same time, there are moments of light and joy, small victories that remind her why she fought so hard to survive Maxton Hall's darkest days. Family and friends, once distant, rally around them, offering support but also bringing their own complications into the mix. Aunt Oilia, ever the strategist, warns them that Mortimer's reach is longer than they think, and that the key to their happiness may depend on choices that are far from simple. Percy, whose loyalties remain mysterious, seems to know more than he lets on. His subtle hints and enigmatic glances make both Ruby and James question whether they can truly trust him, or if he has plans of his own that could change everything. As tensions rise, the question of the upcoming wedding looms over everyone. While Ruby dreams of a ceremony filled with love, laughter, and hope, the shadow of Maxton Hall's legacy threatens to turn that dream into a nightmare. Every step toward the altar feels heavy, as if the walls themselves are holding secrets that could shatter their lives in an instant. And just when it seems like they might have a moment to breathe, an unexpected visitor arrives at Maxton Hall, someone from James' past who brings with them revelations that challenge everything Ruby and James thought they knew about loyalty, betrayal, and love. With emotions running high and danger lurking around every corner, the stakes have never been higher. Season 3 promises not just drama, but heart-stopping suspense, shocking betrayals, and moments of love that will leave you crying one moment and gasping the next. Ruby and James must navigate a labyrinth of secrets, face enemies who are closer than they think, and confront the truth about their own hearts if they want to survive, and find the wedding they've always dreamed of. The closer Ruby and James get to their wedding day, the more the walls of Maxton Hall seem to close in around them. Just when they think they have finally escaped the shadows of the past, a new wave of complications arrives that threatens to unravel everything. Rumors start circulating within the halls, whispers about hidden alliances and accusations that no one saw coming. Even friends who once seemed loyal begin to act strangely, leaving Ruby and James questioning who they can trust. James, ever vigilant, senses the subtle changes around him. Something doesn't feel right. An invisible hand seems to be pulling strings behind the scenes. Every smile, every gesture, every innocent conversation now feels like a potential trap. And as the couple prepares for what should be the happiest day of their lives, the tension becomes almost unbearable. Ruby, though stronger than ever, begins to feel the pressure weighing on her. Her mind constantly drifts to the dangers that still lurk, the enemies who are waiting for the perfect moment to strike, and the secrets that could undo everything. At night, she recalls the moments from the past, lies, betrayals, and the times she felt completely alone. But she also remembers James' unwavering support, his courage, and the way he fights for everyone he loves. Their bond has survived more than anyone could imagine, but even the strongest love can be tested when the stakes are this high. Unexpectedly, the couple discovers a hidden diary that belonged to Cordelia, the late matriarch whose actions have left lasting ripples throughout Maxton Hall. The diary contains clues that could expose Mortimer's hidden schemes and reveal the truth about the tangled web of secrets surrounding the hall. Each entry they read brings both relief and new questions, and it becomes clear that the diary may hold the key not only to justice, but to the peace they've long sought. Meanwhile, tensions escalate between family members and allies. Aunt Oilia's careful strategies clash with Percy's mysterious maneuvers, creating friction at a time when unity is most needed. Ruby and James find themselves navigating a minefield of emotions, balancing love, trust, and suspicion, all while trying to protect each other from dangers both old and new. Just when they think they can finally breathe, a shocking revelation hits them like a thunderbolt. Someone they trusted has been hiding a betrayal that could destroy everything. The revelation is personal, emotional, and deeply painful, forcing Ruby and James to confront the uncomfortable truth. Even in love, not everyone has their best intentions at heart. Every decision now carries enormous weight. Every choice could either protect their future or shatter it completely. Amidst the chaos, there are glimmers of hope. Small victories, moments of laughter, and fleeting escapes from the storm remind them why they've fought so hard. But the closer they get to the altar, the more dangerous the path becomes, and the hall itself seems to conspire against them. Shadows from the past creep back into their lives, forcing them to face fears they had thought were long buried. Old enemies, new secrets, and the weight of Maxton Hall's legacy combine to create a suspenseful tension that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. As the wedding day approaches, Ruby and James must make decisions that will define not only their love, but the very future of Maxton Hall itself. Every ally could become an enemy, every secret could explode into a scandal, and every choice could tip the balance between happiness and heartbreak. The question remains, will they overcome the obstacles that have haunted them for so long, or will Maxton Hall's shadows claim another victory? The stage is set for a dramatic, emotional roller coaster that promises shocking twists, breathtaking moments of love, and heart-stopping suspense. With the diary in hand, the truth starts to unravel, and the final chapters of this season will test Ruby and James in ways they could never have imagined. The wedding day finally arrives, but peace is far from guaranteed at Maxton Hall. Ruby and James, despite all their courage, step into a world filled with tension, secrets, and the lingering shadows of the past. The hall itself seems to hold its breath, as if aware that this is a moment where history and destiny collide. Every guest arrives with a mix of excitement and hidden motives, some carrying grudges, others bringing long-buried truths that could change everything. Even as the ceremony is about to begin, mysterious messages and sudden interruptions remind everyone that in Maxton Hall, nothing is ever truly simple. Ruby feels a swirl of emotions, excitement, fear, and determination, all at once. She clutches James' hand, feeling the strength and love that has carried them through years of betrayal, danger, and uncertainty. This wedding, more than a celebration of love, becomes a test of courage, trust, and resilience. But the final hurdles are not just emotional, they are strategic. Mortimer, though imprisoned, still has one last plan in motion, a final attempt to reclaim power and strike back at the family who defeated him. Allies he had hidden in the shadows begin to emerge, trying to sabotage the ceremony and send shockwaves through the hall. Percy, whose loyalty had always been a question mark, steps forward with a revelation that turns the tides completely. He exposes Mortimer's final scheme, revealing the truth behind the hidden diary, the altered wills, and the secrets that have tormented the hall for years. The tension rises to its peak as Ruby, James, Lydia, Graham and their closest allies unite to confront these threats. Every revelation, every confrontation is high stakes, and the emotional intensity reaches a crescendo that leaves viewers on the edge of their seats. Trust is tested, decisions are made in a heartbeat, and courage becomes the ultimate weapon against the darkness that has haunted them. Finally, after moments of suspense and near disaster, justice prevails. Mortimer's schemes are fully exposed, leaving him with no power, no influence, and no way to harm those he once sought to control. Ruby and James, having survived trials that would have broken most people, step into their long-awaited moment of happiness. The ceremony unfolds, filled with emotion, love, and the promise of a future they fought so hard to earn. Lydia gives birth to her twins safely, Graham's redemption is cemented, and friends and family gather to celebrate the victories that were hard-won. Ruby and James exchange vows, their love shining as a beacon of hope in the hall that once symbolized danger and betrayal. They leave Maxton Hall behind, not as victims of its shadows, but as survivors, ready to live a life filled with love, adventure, and the freedom they always dreamed of. Season 3 closes not with sorrow or suspense, but with triumph, leaving fans with tears of joy, hearts full of hope, and the satisfaction of watching justice, love, and courage prevail against all odds. The journey may have been fraught with danger, but Ruby and James finally find their happy ending, and Maxton Hall is forever changed by their bravery and love.